Evening Trinidad and Tobago. Because it's 8 o'clock somewhere, let's go live. It's Friday, 19th of May, 2017. And yeah, let's see who's around.
Out in the street, they call it murder.
Let's see who's around. Taking calls all night. 682-2110. Just give me 5 minutes and we'll go in with that.
Bedtime stories and pose like them name Chuck Norris. And don't know the real hardcore, cause sandals and no back to. The thugs them way to where them got to.
Good night, Rhea. Good night, Shamala. Good night, Anil. Lakshmi Maharaj, good night. Let's see who's around. It's Friday.
Then them we learn pop off and them start dropping. With the pin for
the clock yet?
Yeah. Police come in a jeep and them can't stop it. Some say them a playboy rabbit.
On the nose.
Get chopped like a bad habit. Son of a post off if you don't tap it. Rastafari stands alone.
Out in the street, they call it murder.
Where people are dead at random. Political violence can't done. Pure ghosts and phantom. The youth them get blind by stardom. Now the king of kings are called. Whole man to pick me. So wave on no one if you with me. To see this operation sick me. Them suit no fit me. To win election them trick with them down to nothing at all. Come on, let's face it. I get our education's basic. And most of the youth them waste.
Sway sing about Trinidad, eh?
That's when them take the guns, replace it, then them don't stand a chance at all.
You sway singing about Trinidad. Now you bring in our prophet, David Rudder. So, last night, the flows take a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because I had to say, when you're sharing blows, you don't know how to take blows. So, Flow give me 3 different bandwidths. One for phone, one for laptop, one for other things. While the show going on. And I realized tonight I had the phone and the laptop on the same one and one of the bandwidths free. So we switch it out and we're gonna see, right?
Some renting gun to make other people fall, but somebody promising more police car. Somebody going to take the country far.
We get more light. Is it looking brighter?
If they do the crime, they're going to damn well pay. But somebody promising a human rights. While somebody
Let everybody know we're here now. Who around, who not out drinking?
people with little Trinidad boys. A bullet start to wine and put an end to the joy. Now they're lying cold for their mama to mourn. The Nike gone, the gold teeth gone. You see, they want their pocket full with blue silk. They want their statue drinking full cream milk. The little red silk is not their true friend. The blue one have to extra north on the end. So a tag on the toe is now the ticket to hell. But look where we reach, well, I hear a madman.
Why they not marching for that? We're going in that channel. We're going to open that up. We're going to open that marching thing up like a tin of Brazilian corned beef. $500 million we spend in Brazil meat, you know. We're opening all of that up. That's just that. The country that invent buffalo soon. But we gotta open up this marching thing. Tales from a strange land. What's stranger than here? What's stranger than here? Let me tell you. How come nobody marching against poverty? My friend Colin Hamilton pulled me up. He tell me because today, now I want to tell you all something. I delete a lot of the videos. A lot of the television shows here and apparently up the region rebroadcast the shows. They do not like when I use industrial language. So I cannot say the things that you all know that I like to say. So I can't say miss me. When I say miss me with that, you could full in the rest. I could use words like Gobar. My partner Colin Hamilton, I want to pull you back up, and I was waiting to come here to tell you this. Don't tell me that I can't pull up Kamla for that march from the hospital today. I'll show you why. And I'll show you why. Why it is nonsense. Why it is the same thing as Section 34 all over again. Trinidadians do not need to be playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo with their politics. And I'm not here for that. So if that is what all you're for, switch me off, turn me off, unfollow me, delete me, block me. Don't ever comment on anything I said. If you could pick from one of them two bandit side, leave me alone. Leave me alone, because I have nothing for you. How come nobody marching against poverty, against corruption, against money laundering and drug trafficking that destroying this nation? None of you marching against the overnight billionaires who make their money with nothing but a call card and a handshake and access to one of them two bandit parties. Yellow and Steady marching against the 60 million contract for Maracas Beach. Then same Yellow and Steady sycophants are talking about the $200 million that the Yellow and Steady contractor get for the same bloody beach. Take your money, mash up the beach and gone. So it's Trinidadians spend $260 million. That's what we spend for a beach that already there, you know, friend. That already there. So I'm saying, miss me with that, you know. My memory lot short, you know. I'm not like all you. I'm not in this for 9 days. When I talking. So if it's wrong under the UNC, it's wrong under the PNM. And if it's wrong under the PNM, it's wrong under the UNC. And if you could pick a side, miss me. I have nothing for you. How come you're not marching for the right of recall? How come you're not marching for the right of recall, Kamla? Because you know, when only end up back in power, it'll bounce you up there. So if you do foolishness, we will fire you. So you don't want to march for that, but that is the most important thing we need to be marching for. Not your 2x4 hospital, all the overnight millionaires who get the fancy contracts from that, and the Chinese company that wrong for the PNM but right for the UNC that built that hospital. All of them done make their money and gone. So they're pretending now is a vanity project. You want to say Kamla build that, like Kit want to say PNM built Aruba. All you on foolishness. All of you all on foolishness. I watch Rudal Monilal and the HDC leave a housing project opposite Starlight Shopping Plaza, next door to Four Roads Police Station, abandoned for 5 years. Scaffolding rent for 5 years. For 5 years, talk about that. You all want to talk about Faris and One Alexandra Place, but you ain't talking about Chandra Sharma and the $25 million outfit contract that get a desk and 2 phones. All they want to talk about that. I want to tell you something. Red crapo, yellow crapo, same salt on this wall. And if you come for something else, you're in the wrong place, brother. How come you're not marching for referendum? All it takes 6 months talking child bride in the parliament. How come you're not marching for referendum? You want to change from the Trinidad, from the Privy Council to take us to the Caribbean Court of Justice. But we can't even appoint judges in our own country. So the people don't trust nothing all they're doing. And you want to move. So all you and the Law Association discussing it among yourselves. 1.5 million are we paying all your salary, and that is what all they're doing. Miss me with that. Kamla, you want to march for something? Kamla SC, march for that. March for referendum. Bring the public back into the conversation. How come you're not marching for campaign finance reform, Cams? You want to bring out your handful. This is by the thousands. You want to bring out your 1,000 members and march around the foolish hospital. Why don't march for campaign finance reform to prevent them deep pocket billionaires putting money in your pocket, in your party pocket and buying all you out? Why not march for that? You want to march for a 2x4 hospital when you spend money that you didn't need to spend and you could have fixed Port of Spain General Hospital? You think we're foolish? You're telling people only build a hospital, but we know Manning had built that Chancery Lane complex for his own vanity, and you take the man's vanity and turn it into a hospital. Red crapo, yellow crapo, same nonsense in this country. I can't cuss because Breaking Dawn on them and the other shows want to use the videos, so I can't cuss. How come you didn't march for deep and strenuous procurement legislation to protect the treasury from all your financiers and investors? How come the UNC giving PNM investors contracts? How come the PNM giving UNC financiers contracts? All you're fooling people, and you want to march for a hospital? Miss me with that. Miss all of we with that. And all of the Yellow and Steady who on my wall masquerading as country first, I will unmask you all and run you from here, you know. I have no time to be explaining myself to any partisan sycophant. This country cannot go forward until we move beyond the PNM and the UNC. Mark that. How come you not marching for Section 34? Kamla, y'all told the nation the ideals of Section 34 was to go in the jail and take out all them little black and chicken who can't afford bail, they can't afford lawyer, and the system failing them. But when Ole get catch that Section 34 was a Ish and Steve maneuver, Ole repealed Section 34, and the same little black and chicken still inside the jail. Why you march for them? Why didn't march for them? Or are you fooling us now? Or were you fooling us then? But you want to march for a 2x4 hospital that if the country had any sense it would sell and put the money back in the treasury? We want to operate a next hospital. We can't operate the 5 that we have. Mount Hope Hospital, people, I watching my partner David Graham counting down 7 hours. He running inside of there waiting to see somebody. We can't operate the hospitals we have. You want to build more? You want to build more to make overnight contractors, overnight millionaires? I tell you, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Section 34 or something like it needed to be dealt with. We still need it. How come you're not marching for that? You march and you have these people coming to tell me that this is a national issue, that you're marching for against the property tax, but you sit down for 5 years in the people parliament and not one time did you raise the issue of repealing the property tax. In fact, what you did do was to sit silent. Why Larry Hawaii raised the issue of bringing the same property tax back against the people. So who you fooling, Kamla? Who we supposed to trust? You now or you then? And again, this is for the yellow sycophants who on my wall telling me what I could think and what I could say. Miss me with that. Here I tell you, miss me with that tonight. Friday night. Taking that again, not taking no chain up. And they do this already. We've seen this before.
Somebody pushing a world-class head. Somebody clean out the weed well fast. But somebody letting the cocaine pass. Somebody promised to abolish the tax. Somebody promised to bury the tax.
How it's so easy to burn down marijuana plantation in this country. How it's so easy to find marijuana in chicken, in a container, in a port, during a state of emergency. But we can't stop cocaine rummaging through this country. How come neither of you marching for a maritime security wall? Kamla, you had it. I know it was on all 7 of your ministers and national security's desk. You had the opportunity to build the maritime security wall and secure this nation's borders. How come you're not marching for that? How come drug trafficking through this country that eviscerating the population is not your concern? How come you're not marching against that? How come you're not marching against the gang violence? How come you're not raising ISIS and that video that just gone worldwide from Al Jazeera that says Trinidad and Tobago is one of the #1 per capita training camps for terrorists? How come you're not dealing with that? But you bring out your handful of supporters to march around a 2x4 hospital that we don't need, we can't run, and you're chaining up people with foolishness. The resources that you need to run that hospital, you will have to take it from something else. And it is a fact we do not have money right now because your people, like these people who are in there now, thief all. What all they didn't thief, all they didn't see. Somebody tell me today UNC could thief milk and sugar out of coffee. They lie. They did not lie. They did not lie. So miss me with that. Don't try to fool the people now and jump on the property tax bandwagon. You was in government. It's like Bastio Pandey. I love the man. I think the man charming and entertaining. But he and all had to shut up with his constitutional reform. The man had 2 terms. You was prime minister. How all you just have the answers when all you're outside? How come? Like Keith Rowley last night, who were exposed, he had a running litany and a list of how he was going to fix the commissioner of police. 2 years passed and he ain't do one. He ain't give him a lollipop. He talked about a 10 days commissioner getting his copybook checked every 10 days. And he checking the copybook. What are they really trying to do this country? Sending your sycophants to give it talk.
Clean up the land, but in this clean land, rats still killing man. We bright little youths going to waste.
I didn't. This wasn't what I was dealing with this Friday.
One love of the shell.
Yeah, but the feed nice. I think we're getting somewhere. This wasn't what.
Nobody going to end all this talk about race, but they can't tell me that with a straight face.
Tell the man is a prophet.
Dying, the crime can't solve. A madman rant is the only resolve. I hear the madman call.
We have gangs in this country fronting for drug turf, drug violence, drug trafficking by the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars passing through Trinidad and Tobago. You could have marched for that and saved lives. We have guns washing up on the shore like sea blast. If we had a maritime security wall and security borders, we could end that. You could have marched for that. Listen, I had to get one of those beeping things to beat myself. Edmund Dillon admitted that at least 59 of our citizens have been trafficked. And he never said where they were trafficked to. How do you know they were trafficked? You know they were trafficked. Where was the investigation that led to that conclusion? You didn't share no information. And of course, CNC3 and TV6 take what you say, write it down and tell the people just so. Just so. He says so, it's so. We ask a question. This is not journalism. This is write down thing. Our job is to sit down, listen to them and write it down and tell you what they say. And that is the country I want to live in, but you're not marching for that.
He said, this is it, I've been hit. But no time to give up, brother, no time to quit. A chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. It was a chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. It is the chant of the madman is the only salvation.
682-2110. You could call a rant like the madman. A madman's rant. And they still have people that go want to tell me they're yellow and steady and they're foolishness and you know, I watch my partner Sayo for the whole of the UNC term. Take them apart, boy, and as the PNM come in, he get a little corner, he get a little piece, and he settle. Oh gosh, man. How we could fix a country when all you're masquerading as citizens? How? Tell me how now. How do we fix this country when you all masquerade? I want to ask you a question. This is what I wanted to say. Somebody sent me this last night. No, she wasn't wrong. I too was guilty. So, and she sounds like a former MP. Listening back to the video, she sounded like a former MP and a lawyer. And I ain't calling her names, but anybody who know who she is and have a link up with her, I left a message on her phone. Tell her call me. I'll give her an opportunity to call in and have her say. But this, one of our loyal members sent this last night. I wanted to say this since yesterday. Your followers can get a little disrespectful. Yesterday when the woman called in to ask about if what the gentleman said about the property tax is anti-government, immediately the thread started to get a little insulting. Maybe some think this is a bacchanal program. I mean, the question legitimate. If somebody can ask a question or have an alternative perspective, what is the point? I take that like a bull pistol on my back. Because you're right. Because you're right. If you would slay monsters, see to it that you do not become a monster. I do not want to be a monster. I do not want to be these bacchanales. I want to raise issues in the public space and upset you. I want to upset you about what you letting get away, what you allowing to be done in your name. But I just don't want to eviscerate people. I could be doing that by the minute. That's not what I'm in this for. I'm in this to raise your, how to say, I in this to raise your respect for your rights as a democracy, to open your eyes to your power and your role in this whole thing. But if all I am is another noisemaker, what's the point of me? Maybe something, this is a bacchanal program. I mean, the question legitimate. If somebody can ask a question or have an alternative perspective, what is the point? The dissident overtones were unnecessary. If the caller being disrespectful, how asking a question become a problem? Even in the church, it is said that Christ did not come to save the righteous. He came to save the sinners. In the same way, you are here to inform the uninformed and the brainwashed. You are here to open the eyes of the people. So if she's listening, that's a start. The behavior of some of us, man, stoops. The vitriol that was spewed all over Facebook after the PNM one was pure madness. The mask just fell off and attack mode was on. Some here on that same track. I feel bad that she could tell me that, and I want to applaud her for telling me that, and I want to thank her for telling me that, because I will stop tomorrow if that's what we are. If that is what we are, I done. If we here to cut track for others to run, I done. If we here to build up ourselves so we can get a little piece of the pie, I done. None of that is what I here for. Yeah? So, ma'am, and I know you're watching, I thank you for sharing that. So, that led me to this. And this is the conversation I would like to have. Because it's Friday. If you African or Indian or any other ethnicity more than you are Trinidadian or Tobagonian, do both of us a favor and stop watching now. This is not for you. On this wall, we are trying to build one people under one flag. And if a party colors could call you out to stand for foolishness, you are on the wrong wall. Completely. I never share memes, videos, anything that come from inside the UNC machinery. For the same reason, I don't share any that come from the PNM machinery. They're one-sided, they're slanted, they're agenda-driven, and they're focused on their handlers and their agendas. We're not here for that. This is a lot of work and a lot of effort that we put out here. This, the political party, all of the people, when this video running, the effort you see that they put out, Ali G, Lima, Giselle, Ken, David, the amount, Delbert, when you watch the amount of work they do in the thread, managing the conversation, giving people information, that is a lot of effort. They do that every day thanklessly. They are working hard, tirelessly to build a movement, to facilitate. If we cut in track for anything, we're trying to cut a track for a new movement, out of which we hope to find the right people to do the right job. That's our plan. We've already called an election. We don't even, before we even had proper members, we called an election January 17, 2018 to vote in a proper executive, a proper chairman, political leader, treasurer. All posts become vacant. So democratic, it is beyond fault. Every post becomes vacant and every post could be challenged. What to do again? We need to rescue this country. I shared today the people of St. Lucia. Almost the entire population take to the street. And they told the Prime Minister, that document you signed, that deal you make, no, you cannot make it. Now the Prime Minister and the Cabinet have to go back and rethink their position. Because if that many people came out to give him a message and he ignores the message, the next time they march, it will be to drag him out and kick him out of office and call for a new election, because it's the people's right. It is their country. It is led by their constitution. If the people that they voted into office are frustrating their positions and their plans as a people, they have every right to throw them out. So now, Trinidad and Tobago, looking at what St. Lucia did, have to feel shame. Because we have a PNM government working overtime to give Tobago the best land in Tobago. I mean, all of Tobago is pristine and beautiful. But that no man's land thing that they're trying to give to Sandals, they should name that whole deal Scandals. Because while they're trying to do that, the rest of the Tobago hoteliers complaining. They say this is the worst it's ever been. This is the worst it's ever been, and that's human beings who have their life investment and all of their work on the line. That they've done what they've done to build something. They've done their part. You said we're a tourist island. Your job is to bring the tourists. Their job is to make sure that you have facilities to entertain those tourists when they come. Two sides of a coin. They've done their part, and now they're suffering. And instead of you dealing with them and organizing, putting Shamfa Kujo on she $59,000 phone to work all over the world. Germany, England, Italy, Spain, France, Canada, America, all the places where we get our tourists from, and go and give them a deal that the cruise ships can't match. Go and give them a deal that the cruise ship can't match. The THA don't have the whole of Tobago on a salary already. So why we don't just rent out all the rooms? Why the THA can't run a deal for a year? Rent all the rooms. Sit down with each hotel here and work out. What's your mortgage? All right. We're doing cost plus deal here because you had to work like this. Rent out all the rooms and have a Trinidad and Tobago package deal. 300 US a night. 10,000 people come down the road. And I know I'm making it sound overly simplistic, but the point I'm trying to make to you is we can fix these things. We can deal with these issues. Anyway, coming back to the main point tonight, because this morning I deleted all the videos. After some of the comments I've been getting from people, I said done. Because I'm not going to be this. A man sent me a video tonight, Samuel, our next video maker. He sent me a video talking about all your marching against the hospital, but all your drinking blue waters. What that have to do with the march? You're fighting blue waters? What is your point? You think that boycotting blue waters is the solution? If you have a problem with something that anybody benefiting from in this country and you think that it is wrong, march for a system and a fixing of the system. Call for that. But picking and choosing who you're marching against is kind of suspect in my mind. I say that right now. Because the problem is not personalities. It is a lack of accountability, a lack of transparency, a lack of system. We do not have procurement legislation, and Kamala knows that. Kamala pelted out 2 days before the election call to chain people up, bundle recall and referendum with a set of runoff nonsense that they tried to palm off on the people. The people didn't want your runoff. We want 27, 30, 50 party contest election, not 2. But you tried that nonsense to keep yourself in power, and every time it worked against you. That's not the foolishness we wanted. We didn't send you there for that. And the Congress of the People already eviscerated that party, went in there with strong arm and money and tear it apart and detonate Anil Roberts inside of there like a nuclear bomb. Yeah, we watched all of that happen. We counted down. Neuter Dukaran, leave the man holding his balls in his hand, and everything that the Congress of the People stood for went out the window. It went out the window. So you went into power, you make some people millionaires. Who was millionaires? They're now billionaires. But none of the things that you were supposed to do, you do. But you're marching for your foolish hospital that we can't fund and we can't run and we don't need. You're marching for that. We don't need it. We do not need it. We need beds in the hospitals that we have. We need generators in the hospitals that we have. We need staffing. We need facilities. We need to have stopped stealing the money. That $5 billion budget every year as healthcare. Good evening, you're live.
Hey, Philip Alexander, boy, the man in charge. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what I don't understand about you now, you cannot vote in a party, a political party, to manage your affairs, your finances, right? They're employed by the people. And if the people employ these people and they're not doing a good job, what do?
Fire them.
Fire them.
Fire them. That's
we
it.
don't have that kind of unity in Trinidad and Tobago. Here what we see it now. Here what we have to see. We have to see it red or yellow. We can't see it. You see what St. Lucia do? I am so happy that you brought that up. Because it goes to show that they have some semblance of unity in that country that we don't have here. We don't know what that is. We don't know what that is.
You're right.
That's like my spouse telling me today as we driving down the highway and all this dotish traffic caused by this nonsense here, by this hospital. I say, baby, what's going on? You don't know the half about the story behind the hospital. I say, the amount of brawl and corruption that was involved in the building of that hospital, Kamala should be shamed to put your name on that. We know it's you, but all you sitting down now and doing by marching the way you are is reminding us of the nonsense that occurred in the building of that structure. I just call it the white elephant.
You see, I agree with you.
And it just did nothing.
But I agree with you. I can't tell you the difference.
She opened the hospital with only photocopy machines and it come now, man. Trinidad and Tobago, we can't be serious.
No, but I agree
Cannot
with
be
you.
serious. The woman feeding us some sort of things, some sort of feces there, and we taking that. Why we doing that? I called to let you know, right? Here's what's going on. I don't care if it's tomorrow. I don't care if it's next year. I don't care if it's 2020, 2018, 2019. It don't matter to me. You see, the day you, Philip Alexander, decide that you're going forward, right, with your political party, you have my undying support.
Thank you
I
for
will
that.
put my body where my mouth is.
Thank
when
you
it
for
comes to
that.
that. I'm sick and fed up.
Thank you for that.
Since the 70s, you could look. Since I born in the 70s, I looking at the corruption taking place then. But here what we just have mentioned that, here what we thinking. Because it's the lesser of the two evils in our book, or I shouldn't say our book, because I can't put myself with these people, in their book. Because in their mind, here what? We were voting with a race card. Because here what? If my race in power, I better off. Nonsense. Nonsense. It come like you're looking at a coin, right? And it's up in your face. If the coin close to your eyes, you can't see it. You understand what I'm coming from?
Absolutely.
The coin on your nose, you cannot see it.
Thank you very much for that, my friend. What constituency you call from?
Cuba South.
I want to tell you something, eh? You should have messaged me. You should have messaged me earlier because you're saying everything that I come out to say tonight. So I'll let you take over the show and run it. I swear. I'll take a night off. I want
Yeah, what I am saying, right?
the whole of Trinidad talking like
My
you.
number will now be on your phone. I don't want to say my name live.
Message it to me. Send me a private message on.
I will send you a private message and give all my information because I want to be there. You see, when you are a one-man protest, what I available, I want to be there. You are a two-man protest.
Thank you,
I
my
want
friend.
you guys.
Thank you, my friend. Enjoy the
And
rest
I
of
know there are plenty people. I know there are plenty people who feel the same way I do it. We
Enjoy-
don't see red and yellow no more because they're fed up. The fed up is only so many times you can fool an intelligent person. Matter of fact, from the first time you try to fool we don't realize something going on, you know. But we take it, we say, you know what, I'll get the benefit of the doubt. But you can't shoot me 10 times and tell me, don't die. Don't die. You're shooting me in my head, but you're telling me, don't die. What you really telling me? That is absurd foolishness.
My friend.
If it have a proper description for it, I feel I had to create that one on my own.
My
Because
friend.
it's such foolhardy stupidity. It's not,
If you see the support you have on the video, thanks a lot for everything you added. I only can't cut you off because other people trying to call, but thanks a lot for everything you added. Yes?
I'll message you.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday and your
You
weekend,
too,
my
sir.
friend. Bye-bye. That's how we're to talk. Those who try to call and I miss you, call me back now. I don't like to cut people off. And I want to apologize to the woman last night because we really should have given her a say. So now, I have to give her a full interview. I left a message. Anybody else know? Call her, message her, tell her, call me. We give her it free. Because you had to have your say. You had to have your say. And how you could be marching for a hospital, you march against a stadium, both of them is the same nonsense. We need the hospital less than we need the stadium, right? Hello, good evening. Oh, God, sorry, just now.
I love that guy who just talked there, and like I say, having more Trinidadians feel the same way is an important factor for you right now, boy Philip. And what I telling you is you need to get greater exposure than just Facebook at this point. That's my advice. That's my 2 cents. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. For the people that listening, again, what I saying, expose this man, expose what he's doing. I mean, there's nothing really to force as an issue in knowing what is what and all. Just tell people, listen to Mr. Alexander, listen to him once. If you like him, continue. If you don't, continue with your red or yellow or whatever the hell it is. I just believe this is the first time we have a forum, and we have an individual in Trinidad and Tobago that is vocal enough to really put it out on the table as it is. As it really is. And we as a people have been really blinded with the propaganda on both sides from since independence. And at the end of the day, I strongly believe Trinidadians are very smart people. I've lived in New York over 25 years, and let me tell you this, Trinidadians abroad are always the top in their class.
Absolutely.
And this is something I know for a fact because I've seen it with many of my peers that I've met in the US and in London. And at the end of the day, again, I can put my head on the block. I could call names. All of them, you do your research, you will see they are all the top of their class, and they are from Trinidad and Tobago. So it's not just a penny come is young and the one or two sport people that we reach wherever. The point of the matter is we as a nation, our people are different to what there is out there in the world.
Absolutely.
And we have got to come on the same page. I don't know what is the catalyst that will bring that, because unfortunately every first world country that has had that is a first world country, they have had something called a civil war. If you look at any country around the world, the people had to fight and people dead. Unfortunately, I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that, and I hope to God it does not have to reach to that. But we again as Trinidad and Tobagonians must pick sense some nonsense. We must awake ourselves and realize where we are, who we are, and what we deserve as a people.
Thank you very much for that.
We didn't fight out for independence for this kind of bullshit. At all.
Thank you very much for that from my
But
friend.
anyway, Philip, have a good night. Trinidad and Tobago, have a good night.
Thanks for your call, eh? Thanks a lot. I appreciate
no problem,
it.
brother.
Thanks for the support.
Definitely, 100. Boy, all the support in the world you get to know. Hear what I'm telling you. I have many pages. You don't know who I am. But at the end of the day, I have been a part of media here in this country, and I have an extremely huge following. And I am telling you, my friend, I support you. Everyone I come in contact with, I send support. I tell them about you, and again, is a matter of spreading the word. We have 400 and somewhat people listening to this right now on Facebook. Every single one of you must know 10 to 20, 30 people that you will come in contact with within the next week, 2 weeks, or whatever. My point is when you meet these people, you pass the word on. This is an important factor because the word needs to be spread. This has to stop now. And I am not, and I don't expect any other Trinidadian to accept what is taking place on the ground here today. We are not stupid people. We are the best of the best on a global scale. And at the end of the day, we can't be having shit shoveled down we throat, and at the end of the day, sorry for the French, by the way, and having it called ice cream is a quiet taste. No. If it look like a duck, it quack like a duck, it's a damn duck.
Thank you, my
That's
friend.
simple.
Thank you.
Have
Thanks
a good
a lot
night,
for
everyone.
that. Take care. We missed it. We missed some calls. I said not cutting nobody off. So you had a cheap channel. But what he says is a fact. What he says is a fact. And when we come to march, because we have to march against the property tax, but we can't march as UNC and we can't march as LP. We have to march as one people. We're not even marching as PEP. We're marching as one nation, one people under one flag. That is the only way to get everybody together. We must call out everybody, every church, every temple, every mosque, every association, every organization. Everybody, call them all out. Let us get together, all corners of the country, Tobago included. All of us, we have to do this. It had to be a people effort. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good night.
Hi, you live?
Hey, I still get you. Wow. I am a diehard supporter of what you're doing. And you know something funny? People fail to realize that the foundation of any country's economy is the ability to trade from agriculture to trade for technology and then move up. Look at in any scope of it, be it red or blue or yellow, they never actually look at agriculture for sustenance. The amount of money we actually spend on agriculture to import goods rather than produce and be self-sufficient with regards to agriculture and goods. If they had taken the amount of money that it used for importing and actually put it to use, they would have actually had. And Philip, I totally agree with what you had said with regards to the 1970s, the oil booms and them. Because I was real following your feet. Honest to God, I am really, really amazed that you have the gall and the tenacity to actually get up there and say something, because half of the children don't have balls to do it.
Thanks a lot for the support, my friend. What constituency you calling from?
Beg your pardon?
Which constituency you calling from?
I am calling from San Fernando.
Thank you very, very much for your support. I appreciate it greatly, and I'm looking out to meet you in person at the next event, yes?
Alright, no problem. Definitely.
Take care, my friend.
Alright.
Again, if you're trying to call, you're not getting through, just keep trying, you'll get through at some point. That's what we're doing tonight, pretty much. But yeah, call and have your say. Listen, we had to be a better version of ourselves. The caller before who said Trinidadians do better than anybody else anywhere in the world, he didn't lie. He did not lie. Trinidadians are naturally a good, capable people. We are artificially held down. Our journalists are not terrible journalists. We've had journalists go on to become some of the best in their profession in the world. Here, they have to work for corporate-owned media that stifle them. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, hello, you hearing me?
Hearing you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just called to talk about the agriculture system. I'm a simple person. I didn't do any high school stuff and thing. I plant garden, right? And for years now, the hydroponics system has come out, right? I can't see why that the government do push the hydroponic system in Trinidad, where it will prevent people from working so hard and planting things in the ground, you know, and having to buy fertilizer. Now, it have a company that came to Trinidad that sell chemicals for spraying plants and stuff like mites and, you know.
Don't call nobody name, eh?
No, I'm not calling no name, right? And what happened is they encouraged this company to come into Trinidad, and this company was shut down in other parts of the world because it was destroying.
Hear what you had to do for me, right? You sound like you have a lot of knowledge. Send it to me. All the information is a private message on Facebook, and I will give you all the exposure that I could. Yes? Because agriculture and food production has to be one of the most important things alongside home ownership. If we get that right, we fix this country.
What I'm trying to say is when Kamala had the opportunity to introduce hydroponics, she bought this company down into Trinidad and give people blocks to build garden with concrete blocks in the yard when she's supposed to push hydroponics where the food wouldn't be so expensive right now.
Agreed.
Right? When you're selling things, let me say you sell corn to a place like, you know, one of those supermarkets. You tell me don't call no name. Right? The major supermarket, one of the major conglomerates in Trinidad. They're buying it for $1 and selling it for $20. You understand?
Exactly.
They treat the
again,
farmers real bad.
absolutely. And
right?
I agree with you 100%. And I want to tell you something. One of the pillars of the Progressive Empowerment Party is food self-sufficiency and net food export. So our goal is to cancel all of these foolish make-work programs and create entrepreneur farmers and give farmers all the support they need. So I want to tell you, stay with us, stay on board with us.
I just wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, look how well, I'll speak layman terms for that. Look how thirsty these people is. They bring down our company when that get expelled from other parts of the world because of the ozone, because they're damaging the ozone, the chemical companies.
Send me that stuff. Send me.
And a place like Jamaica doing hydroponics for years.
All
more
right.
than 10 years.
Thanks a lot for the contribution. Send me the info.
Exporting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Send me the info. We will talk some more about this because I want to get some more of this information from you with a view towards helping us frame our position on farming. Yes?
No problem. No problem.
Thanks a lot, my friend. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry for those who were trying to get in. There are about 4 overseas calls, and I apologize to all of you, but he wanted to have his say. And people want to have their say. And this is what we need to be doing. We need to be creating forums where people can have their say. And so tonight, if we run over, this is not a video that I'm looking for you all to share. If you share it. But I want people to have their say. Because it can't be that we just organizing you and putting you in a jersey and telling you come out and march. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Oh. Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. You're live?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You have a...
Is this the Mr. Alexander program?
Yes, you are on the program live.
Oh, great.
You have... Where you calling from?
I am from Chicago.
What do you want to add to the conversation?
Well, I am really a stickler for education, but what I wanted to say is, you know, I am kind of embarrassed to say that as a former Trinidadian living abroad for so many years, that I was so uninterested about any politics or anything like that.
but he has come on the line that has sparked my interest. And I have never had more interest in coming back to Trinidad and being a part of something that is significant. I moved away almost 30 years ago, and I have my master's in education, and I'm an educator, and I have my own business. So using those skills or all the things that I have acquired now, I think that I could be, very useful in coming back to the island. So I just thought that, it was time for me to have some type of conversation, because for many years I just kind of looked. I didn't come back for many years, and I have returned and found, such a disarray, and there must be something, because Trinidad has given me my foundation. I came to America when I was 18, so I came right after I did the O-levels, and I came as soon as I didn't think my mother even let me wait for results. I came right after, and now, 25 plus years later, I think that it is time for me to give back to, not only the country of my birth, but the country that has allowed me to flourish and has given me, my foundation in the great life that I live now. I think that it is time that I, step up and do something.
Could I ask you to send me a private message with your contact information so I could pass it on to the executive?
I did send an email.
No, I want you to send a private message to me on Facebook, because we have a strong research team and we're building it out that is writing actually the manifesto and the contract with Trinidad and Tobago, and we're digging deep in issues like healthcare and education, food production, home ownership, social development and management, because these are the issues that are important to the redevelopment of Trinidad and Tobago, and your expertise will be very much needed. So can you send me just an introduction message on Facebook?
Yes, I can certainly do that. I can certainly private message on the forum that you're speaking on right now.
Yes, thank you. And let me take, because we have other calls coming in, let me take another call. So send me a message, okay?
What's your name? I'm sorry.
Philip Alexander, send the message to me.
Oh, this is Philip. Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. Send a message to me on Facebook. Yes?
I will do that immediately.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. You're live?
Yes, Philip. I'm calling here from Toronto. And I just want to add to what the guy was saying about agriculture. Ben Gurion, Israel's first prime minister, he said that if Israel can make the desert green, their enemies would be afraid to attack them. He said that the desert, the Negev desert is green. They will be afraid, the enemies of Israel will be afraid to attack them. He meant that to have the food self-sufficiency was more important than ambition. No people can ever claim independence if they cannot feed themselves.
Thank you. That is
Agriculture, number one.
Yeah, no, that's an absolute fact. And food self-sufficiency is the only real independence to have in the coming future. And anybody who does not know that is selling the nation for fools. And we need to get to a place where we're focused on that. We make sure that we could take care of our environment, our food, our water, so that our people could be taken care of regardless of what's going on outside. Yeah?
That is okay, sir. That is all I wanted to add, but we're hearing you loud and clear in Toronto, and just when you guys are ready for that march, I am coming down.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks a lot for the support.
Celebrating our nation's first half century, with a culture so inherently in all our being. I love the way we walk and talk with rhythm and such melody. I salute my country, my Trinidad and Tobago.
Take it back.
My Trinidad and Tobago.
Take it back.
Keep my heart full of fire, burn so bright, dedicated to everything that's right. Keep you
No matter what they tell you, how they try to fool you, to give you this idea, this concept, this notion that there is anything that could benefit this country if it divides it, reject it. If your politics is not national politics, you see, if Kamala and crew were marching from Morva today, I'd have marched with Kamala. I'd have marched with her. And if Keith Rowley go and march for the same hospital, I'd march for him. But you're marching for your own interests and your own agenda, and you're using people. So when Colin Hamilton told me today that people, they're just upset, so they're joining with things. We've done that too many times, Colin. We can't just keep moving from bandwagon to bandwagon and soapbox to soapbox and trying to pander to this notion that either of the two evils could be less. Evil is intrinsically evil. They have no lesser evil. Hello, good evening.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes, sir.
Again, I call back. Tell me something. You spoke about the maritime wall, right? You know why it is no government could make that decision? Because nobody has the testicular fortitude to go up against your relatives. You have, and
you see where you're going? See where you're going tonight?
No, we have to be real.
No, but listen.
We have to be real.
Listen,
let me tell you something.
No, stick a pin in
I
that.
was part of a certain team whose name I will not call,
Stick
right?
a pin. Stick a
We
pin.
had a certain marine vessel cornered.
Stick a pin.
That's some years ago.
Hey, stick a pin.
And-
We will deal with that issue. We have to deal with that issue, but stick a pin in
Yes,
it.
because you know why?
Trinidad cannot
That is the
advance.
reason why we cannot control
We-
our borders.
no,
Because
but-
you cannot tell me you have someone in your country that answers so to no one, that has so much diplomatic immunity that they can come and go as they want.
As I
They
said.
have uncharted
As I said,
sailings.
stick,
Come on.
stick a pin in that. There are answers and solutions to all of these problems. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, my friend.
You too, sir.
No, you're right. And if you feel that we're going forward without addressing the drug trade, you lie. Because you have to address it. You have to deal with it. We cannot be a narco state. We cannot be training grounds for ISIS. All we want to be is a little nation that could like itself. Let me put up a little wall, a little barbed wire, and a little fence. You want to ship cocaine to America and England and Germany? Use our next island now. Miss we with that. We don't want that. We want to have 2-3 carnival for the year. We want to like ourselves. People want to work, grow their food, sell their food on the side of the road. Trinidadians have never been this. What some of these people try to portray as Trinidadians, that is not us. We are not nasty, greedy, disgusting, tribal, racist people. Some of these little cancers. I told the children who got sworn into the bar yesterday. If I could find out. Did I read it yesterday? I can't remember. But it was literally to tell them, don't get caught up in the violence of the outrageousness of some in your profession who've sold their soul for pottage. Listen, the richest man in the country just had a funeral. How big do you think his coffin was? We all, at the end of the game, all the pieces go back in the box. You cannot take it with you. You cannot. There is the only things that you can take with you. Don't let nobody fool you. Is your name and your legacy and what you did. People will always remember what you did for them. That is what your life is for. That is the opportunity that we are all given by whoever is in charge of this universe. Whoever, whatever. This can't just be random chance, and I reject that. Those who believe it's random chance, well, you've never seen the depth, plumb the depth of my intelligence, because if you did, you wouldn't believe that. They had to have an author, they had to have a director, and I believe that. Whatever his or her name is, the reality of the situation is they've granted me, you, and all of us an opportunity. And imagine if we had taken that opportunity to say, you know what? I'm going to be the best version of myself I could be. Every day. This idea, I have a friend, Nikita Mohan Singh. Is Mohan Singh the last name? That preaches random acts of kindness. You see the idea of doing things for people and moving on? I I always, since I was a little boy, I had a problem with homelessness and drug addicts and wanting to help them. And every time, so instead of giving you money, I'll go and buy a box of food for you, or a sandwich or something, and hand you that. And then I find out they're selling the box of food or they're selling the sandwich. So I used to get me vexed. I said, nah, I'm not giving you the money, you're going to spend my money on drugs. And somebody told me once, he said, the perfect act of giving stops at the gift. You have no say whatsoever with what they do, with what you give them. The perfect act of giving stops at the gift. I have never forgotten that. Never. Out of that, we formed the Jericho Project. Out of that, we deal with homeless, orphans, and disabled for over a decade now. Our Christmas Day, my family and friends and Jericho Project committee members, our Christmas Day, every Christmas for nearly 10 years, has been feeding homeless people and putting food in their hand. And I'm not doing that for props. I will never use that as part of my politics. I'm just saying, the notion of paying it forward, somebody do something for you, trip over yourself to go and do something for somebody else. Imagine this nation. I remember a guy, he was a horrible boss, and he died, and they took advantage of him while he was dying. And I'm thinking, how are we becoming this? What is happening to us that we're becoming this? What did we lose? Because I grew up in a country that was still, it resonates in me that this is the best nation in the world. I don't want to go anywhere. I've seen other places, and I love my country. I love the fact that we have this unique personality, this outgoing way that you stand up in a line in licensing office and everybody vexed because the cashier on lunch and you're stripsing and you're angry, but you're making friends, and next thing you know, you're bouncing up people, you're playing all fours, that you're meeting a line in licensing office. This is what God meant when he wanted to make a perfect world where every creed and race could find an equal place and people could live in love and harmony, where nobody had to starve. I tell people, you spit a Portugal seed in your yard, it'll grow into a tree. This place wants to feed you. It wants to give you everything you need. Oil and gas bubbles up out of the ground. We have the largest pitch lake in the world. We have everything right here. If you had to pick a country in the world to say, all right, pick one, pick this one. And if we had sensible leaders, we would make a deal to say, you know what, okay, let's work Trinidad and make Tobago the tourist destination. So even Trinidadians could go to Tobago if they want to be in the tourist business or if they just want to go for a holiday. It doesn't have to be that everything has to be corruption. It doesn't have to be so. It doesn't have to be greed and ego and look at me. It doesn't have to be so. I feel sorry for a certain PNM short man. He moving like he's a big shot. When he out, anyway, let me not get into that. Eh? I'm just trying to say that your possessions, who you think people think you are, none of those things matter. It ends like that. It ends like that, and all the pieces back in the box. So what would have been the point? What would have been the point of wasting it? You have the opportunity to plant positive seeds everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Now, this isn't a lecture or a sermon. It's just that the things that we've allowed ourselves to be fooled into becoming. I watched the whole Arapita Avenue and what it is and what it is becoming. And it's just a way for the rum and the beer company to sell their produce, you know. They don't care. They don't care that they destroy a whole community. They don't care. There are places in the world when you go, they have no alcohol license as any day, any time. And there's a reason. Because fathers and mothers who have children should be home raising their family together. Molding minds and developing characters. And launching children out into the world full of hope and ready to take advantage and maximize any opportunity that comes their way. But we have situations where fathers out on the avenue and in St. James and wherever else drinking till 4 or 5 in the morning, stumbling home drunk, and you can't do nothing for nobody. You can't help with homework, you can't read a whole story, you can't hug up and give some comfort. So what's the point of you? I went to a place called the Inner Harbor in Maryland. I don't know if it's still Baltimore. I don't know if it's still there, because that was a couple years ago. Well, But they had so many bars, and all of these students and all of these people would come, and it's just everybody in alignment taking a drink. And at 12 o'clock, 5 minutes to 12, you see police lights. You see them. And all the bars call last call. All of them call last call because it shuts down. Because you do things in, I'm just saying, we get back to a place where it is a nation of people that takes responsibility for themselves, that wants to do good for each other, looks out for each other. You all remember there was a time in this country you couldn't be hungry in your neighborhood. As long as somebody had something, you was getting. I grew up in a street in Woodbrook where you didn't buy fruits and vegetables. Somebody always sending breadfruit and avocado, mango, guava, soursop. We had when I was in. People used to come to us. Your mother home, just tell her passing to take some lines. That's how we live. And I don't know how we lost that. All of a sudden, we is Range Rover, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, bling wearing, stupid posers, fools, making asses of ourselves, hanging stuff off of our bodies like Christmas trees, not realizing that it ends. It's going to come to an end. And that would have been your whole life. That would have been your life. That's what they're going to mark down as the entry of you in the book of life. That you passed through, you gathered, and you consumed, and you died. Anyway, it is now exactly 9 o'clock. So, I guess we can wrap it up. So, we're going to try to avoid, we will have our rants because they have reason to rant. But we'll avoid using the industrial language so that those who want to rebroadcast the show and the others who want to have people say their children want to listen to the show, so Phil, keep it for more innocent ears. And while the words I use, I know, are found in the Bible and the other holy books still, I am nothing if not somebody who could take guidance. So, Rudy Paul and the team are getting together to organize the march, the anti-property tax march. Somebody asked me today, how you could be against the property tax? Let me tell you something. When a Trinidadian buys a property, you pay all your property tax up front in something called stamp duty. They get a chunk of the value of your property in front. They don't get 2 bites at that apple. I am very sorry. So pick one, Mr. Minister of Finance. And if you pick property tax, I want to suggest, rather than this nonsense approach you have of rentable value and all this stupidness, just charge $1 per square foot of livable space per year. So if I have 5,000 square feet of house, I pay $5,000. And if I have 500 square feet of house, I pay $500. But that would be a simple model and easy to do. Anybody could calculate. And if you lie, you come with a measuring tape. It's sockeye and it's simple and it's fair. So who can only afford a 500 square foot house, not paying the same rate as a man and a family living in a 5,000 square foot house? That is fair. But you cannot have a situation where you are taking a stamp duty every time that property sells and a property tax that is onerous, wasteful, advantageous, unjust, and disrespectful to the people. And that has to be resisted. So we are organizing, we are calling for a national march to repeal the property tax once and for all. We're also saying that your first step should be to go after commercial properties, not private. And finally, the primary residents, Trinidadians' primary residents should be exempt from any tax at all. Encourage people to buy homes. Your primary residents should be exempt from even stamp duty. We should be encouraging home ownership. Home ownership is the number one thing that you could do to rebuild the family, and the family is the front line against all social ills and negatives. So if we put people back in their homes, we redevelop the communities. When we zone the schools and remove the SEA, the children grow together, the parents and the teachers and the principal and everybody and all of the neighbors, and you have a relationship, you rebuild your community. I want to tell you, a nation is a collection of communities. We fix the communities, we fix this entire country. Yes, that's what the Progressive Empowerment Party stands for. That's it. Nothing fancy. We want to make sure the cost of living is low. flow. We want to make sure government is accountable to the people. We want to make sure that the power of the parliament, the power of the cabinet resides in the hands of the voters who put those people there. That's what we want to go into power to do, to change those laws and make those things possible so that you, the voter, the shareholder, the owner of this country, supposed to be able to get your equal share out of all of the benefits of this country. Yes? So, peptrinbago@gmail.com. I see some people complaining that they didn't get a response yet. The person who is chief in charge of that, she's doing exams right now. So they say that they apologize, and the chairman, it was her birthday. So they're going to deal with all just now. Send your messages, send your emails, peptrinbago@gmail.com. Send your name, cell phone number, please, email address, and your constituency. You could also add in any way that you want to help to get involved. Say it again. January 17th, 2018, there is going to be an election in the party to vote chairman, political leader, treasurer, all posts. So if you think that you would like to come and be part of growing the party, that you would make yourself available to serve at the executive level, come now and come and help build it out. Yes? So thank all of you who were here, who took part tonight. Join us, all the people who called in. Thank all of you who were part of this tonight. I doubt we will be having anything over the weekend, so do not message me. Yes, let's take a little break from Philip, and we will see you again Monday evening at 8. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.